God bless you, famo. God bless you, famo. God bless you. God bless you. You know what I'm saying? It's another beautiful day. You know what I mean? Even though sometimes, things happen, projections and, things like that. It's cool. Things happen. You know what I'm saying? Dude in here, I guess, because, you know what I'm saying? He forced to try to force a response out of me. He came, walked behind me and tapped me hard on my shoulder. I turn around like, what's up, man? What's your deal, man? So, I'm just trying to, you know how they switch it up real quick. I'm just trying to figure out if I can park here. I'm at La Posta. I want to eat in La Posta. Can you go in there and ask them? Like, no, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Got the Sightseer Special Edition. So sometimes they'll try you. Like put their hands on you and stuff, but they'll come up with crafty ways to put their hands on you and things. You know what I'm saying? And then he'll probably be on the right because I was listening to music. So they'll come up with ways like that. And then I can't act out of aggression because it wasn't a threat. You know what I'm saying? But it's still like, dang, he's really antsy. And then when I first walked in, there was a guy who wasn't even a worker. There's a doorway where the workers walk into. He walked right in front of the doorway where the workers walk into and just stood there. I had to stand there for a little. It's like he wanted me to talk. But I'm like, I ain't even going to give him that. Because, women, they want attention. They want validation. So I just stood there and stared at him with the dumb look. And then he finally walked off with his fingernails. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it's okay in the Caucasian culture because of the rock star. So I can't really say nothing like that. You know what I mean? They rock fingernails and they still, get it on with, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, so he walked away. So I think it's just another level of aggression now. You know what I'm saying? It's they starting to think that they could, because the way he grabbed me, that's not how a regular, a white dude would tap on the back of a young black dude's shoulder. They'll tap way softer than that. So, you know what I'm saying? By him doing that, that automatically let me know he's in that program. He's in that program and to try to test me. They already know that, you know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna do nothing violent. You ain't gotta worry about him. So they think they just gonna be able to just, put their hands on me and stuff like that. But not gonna happen. And if it does, I got enough self-control. Where it's not like I'm not gonna react harshly. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it ain't gonna get to that. You know what I'm saying? But if it gets harshly, it's just like boom. And then the amount of pressure they put on me, you know what I mean? I address it, and then if I feel threatened, then that's when I can apply the pressure. But I know I didn't feel threatened. I just felt like somebody just felt like, who does this nigger think he is not answering to me? Who does this nigger think he is not answering to me? That type of tap. Like, hey, boy, I was talking to you. That type of energy. That's how the program get when you get in that mindset where it's like you really just don't care. But what's going on, family? You know what I'm saying? Thank God for another day. We still striving and thriving, y'all. Thank God for another day. We still here. You know what I mean? And you got to give thanks and gratitude to God for that. Amen. Amen. No jokes. You know what I'm saying? But today I just want to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Never compromise your morals or your beliefs to fit in. Regardless of what they project, never compromise your morals or belief to fit in. You know what I mean? Because you got to think about it. What are you fitting into? What are you fitting in for? You know what I'm saying? God is supplying your needs, what you need. He ain't supplying your desires. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and get on with the darkness if you want to get your desires fulfilled and things like that. God is going to supply you what you need. He's giving me what I need. This certain pain and stuff, maybe it's a necessary moment for right now. What I need to humble me, keep me humble. You know what I'm saying? Keep me grounded, keep me down. You know what I mean? Not keeping me down like in a negative way, but I'm saying keep me stable. You know what I'm saying? Stable, that's the word. Not stagnant, stable. It's the difference between being stagnant and stable. He's keeping me stable. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful for that. So the morals, you know what I'm saying? Your integrity, things that you know is right and your rightness and things like that. You know what I'm saying? The things of the Bible, the fruits of the spirit, that type of moral. You know what I mean? Loving your neighbor as yourself. You know what I'm saying? Respecting and revering and honoring God's commandments with all your heart, mind, and soul. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because the commandments still do stand, but according to the new covenant and according to doing those commandments to give glory to God. Because a lot of people, they try to follow the commandments, but either they follow the old covenant commandments, which is almost impossible to keep with all those regulation and laws and stuff like that. And for every sin they did, the priest had to sacrifice bulls and goats and all this type of stuff. Nah, that stuff was put away. You know what I mean? Jesus sacrificed and stuff like that. But it's still a new covenant of commandments that we supposed to, follow and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But, still like a lot of the mainstream religions and beliefs and systems like that, they'll just tell you, just grace. You know what I'm saying? Just grace. All you got to do is believe. But, even the demons believe. So you got to do a little more than just believe, baby. You got to do a little more than that. So once again, it's just like everybody got their morals and beliefs, what they stand on, and I got what I stand on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thankful that God is allowing me to wake up and God's allowing me to go to work and do what I need to do. Because never put yourself in a situation where, especially the people who's projecting all this projection, that you need them. You know what I'm saying? Because then that's when they take advantage. If you're in a situation where people taking advantage of you, and it's most likely because they feel like you need them. So always have an independent mindset where you're not in the need of people who's manipulating you and stuff. Because that's the number one factor of how people react and do things out of desperacy, is because you're in a situation where you know what I mean? You need some type of support, and those people operating off darkness is going to manipulate you, have their way with you, you know what I'm saying? Because they see they have the resources that you're craving for. So you simply don't crave for those resources. That's the number one entrapment for a lot of people. Simply don't crave for those resources. You know what I'm saying? And just like I said off my last video, we in an automation era. You know what I'm saying? We're in an automation era, the era of the AI. You know what I mean? They're already starting to have driverless cars. You know what I mean? Driverless trains, driverless planes, driverless 18-wheeler trucks. You know what I mean? They slowly pushing, the human workers, slowly pushing them out. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be a creepy way on what are the people going to do to make money? You know what I'm saying? For just the regular minds, not the creative minds, but the regular minds. For the regular jobs, it's going to be automated. You know what I mean? All they got to do is program a robot to get it done. All the regular jobs is going to be automated. You know what I'm saying? But you still got to be thankful. You got to be thankful for the little bit of democracy that we do have in America, where we can have our beliefs and our morals. Because you got to think I'm thankful to be in America, even though I'm not happy with a lot of the people in America because of this program and things like that. I'm still thankful to be in America compared to a lot of other countries, because you got other countries where they run off some type of dictatorship, some type of a dictator. You know what I'm saying? And they be feeling like they kings. Like in North Korea, like Them people can't grow out their hair. Them people can't wear what they want to wear. Them people can't believe what they want to believe. Them people can't even get on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Them people, from what I hear, them people got to have a picture of this guy. Like he's their God. They got to have a picture of him. You know what I'm saying? Certain places like that is extreme, and he dishes out, they get paid a certain amount, I think a month. I think all of them get paid the same amount. There's no individuality. You know what I'm saying? That's a wild way to be born into a system like that. So it's like, yeah, it's you know, like, yeah, this is you know, like a dark kind of place, you know what I'm saying? But compared to other places, it's not as dark. You get what I'm saying? You know, don't get it misconstrued. Even though, you know, this is the world being controlled by secret societies, and America is like on the bridge of darkness. America still got some democracy going on. Still got, like, you know, where they allow the people to have a little free will. Even though it don't seem like people got free will compared to other countries. Oh yes, we do. And compared to certain other countries, the darkness is different too. Now let me give you a comparison. Now, I think in India, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no such thing as child pedophilia in India. And that's for certain other countries too. You know what I'm saying? So what God, what religion, what belief system, what moral standards do India stand on where they will allow child pedophilia? You know what I'm saying? At least here in America, out of all the darkness and stuff like that, out of all, you know what I'm saying, the government and stuff like that, they not allowing that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Even though the agenda is like they slowly trying to push that Sodom and Gomorrah here, and maybe, you know what I'm saying, they could try to push that in there. You know what I'm saying? With maybe with the AI. So when people have AI, they might have AI that looks like, you know what I mean, little boys and girls and stuff like that. But as far as other countries, this is real life, you know, and they have business and people in America who migrate to these countries, and they think they can get away with doing that and come back and be normal people. You know, they got, like, I think documentaries on YouTube about some people going to India and stuff like that and doing pedophilia. You know what I mean? So you got to be thankful, you know, that you're not in a place that dark. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are the leaders there that allow that to happen? At least here in America, you know what I'm saying? You got the Rainbow Tribe, but they not stooping down to that type of level. So you got to be thankful. You know what I mean? At least they allow you to stand on your morals and your belief. You have the free will to believe what you want to believe, because that's not the same for everywhere in the earth, in the world. There's certain different governmental situations going on. You know what I'm saying? At least here there's a council. You know, that council of people who makes the decision. Even though they make it seem like it's the president, it's really a council of people. You know what I'm saying? Them people be in the background, and the president is just the face. But in other countries, you actually have one man saying what should go and what should not go. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of places is darker. You know what I mean? But, you know, as far as like the power structure, you know, America has a strong power structure. And it, you know, it has a lot of darkness and contamination in it. You know what I'm saying? And you being able to have that free will to stand on your moral belief, you know what it is. You know what to stay away from. You know who to distance yourself from. You know who's good for you in your life, and you know who's not. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, if people ain't good for me in my life, I'm going to continue to be slow to that. Slow to things that's going to push me into anger, that's going to push me into a low vibration. I'm dumb on that. What? Huh? Say that again? You want me to? I'm dumb on that. I'm slow on that. But when it comes to high vibrational things, positive things, helping people, doing things that I know that's right on my morals and on my beliefs, since I have that free will, I'm very high vibrational. I'm very swift and quick to do that. Swift. You know what I'm saying? But I'm slow to the BS. You know what I mean? So you just got to really pay attention to what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because people just believe anything. They just go for what anything, whatever they itch your ears want to hear. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be thankful that you was born here. God could have had you born. That's how you know you got favor with God. That's why I say, like, how could some people be this depressed, this miserable? God gave you so much favor that he allowed you to be born in a country like this. You know what I'm saying? You could have been born in other places where you didn't have freedom, but God chose you to be born in a place like this. How favored are you? You know what I'm saying? And blessed are those who can walk, who can talk, who can speak, who got their five senses. Man, you should be happy. You should be dancing. You know what I mean? You should be happy to be, born at a place like this. You know what I'm saying? But for those people of light, you know that you don't truly belong here, but you should be thankful that God placed you here. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the places in the world he could have placed you, be thankful he placed you in America. With that being said, peace.